So today we are going to talk about the bigger brother of the Oraimo SpaceBuds, and that is the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro. But before we talk about it, let's start off with the unboxing experience of this product here, and I think it's very, very interesting and very welcoming as well. So the slow elevation of the SpaceBuds from the box is something new from Oraimo, and I really, really like it. And just so you know, the box also comes with this silver metallic lasher as well, and it's just so cool. We also get a transparent protective case for the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro here, and getting a case is nothing new for the Pro lineup of earbuds from Oraimo, but the transparent case here actually matches that of what we have on the SpaceBuds, and it just looks gorgeous, and this combination just looks so nice. So design was a very huge focus for Oraimo when it comes to the SpaceBuds Pro, such that they actually designed the SpaceBuds Pro to actually resemble a space capsule. So the design of the SpaceBuds Pro is basically a space capsule design, and to really see this space capsule design, you simply have to turn the SpaceBuds Pro upside down. Okay, so a space capsule usually comes in this cone shape, and when you turn the SpaceBuds Pro upside down, you usually see that cone triangular shape, and that is how a space capsule actually looks like. And that is a very, very thoughtful way of going about things when it comes to designing an earbud. This is a thumbs up to Oraimo, by the way. Still on design, the entire design language of the SpaceBuds Pro is actually a bi-layered one. Starting off with the case, as I said earlier, with its bi-layered design, the outer part of the case is actually made up of transparent plastic, and this plastic on the case is actually scratch resistant. So I've been using the SpaceBuds Pro for about 3 weeks now, and I have no scratches on the case. I have intentionally tried using it on my desk, and it has experienced some faults. It has been on the floor, my cat plays with it, and all those things, and I still have no scratch on the SpaceBuds Pro. Very, very cool and very, very thoughtful. And for the inner part of the case, we actually get this silver metallic lasher looking plastic here, and that is what actually represents the space capsule. Okay, so the plastic around that metallic silver is actually just there, and the real design for the space capsule is actually that metallic inner part of the Oraimo SpaceBuds case. Moving on to the SpaceBuds Pro's buds themselves, the buds are actually bi-layered as well, transparent on the outside with a silver lasher on the inside. Around the ear tip, we actually have this ripple effect on each earbud, and when we move down to the stems, we actually have this cutout on each earbud telling us whether it's the left or the right earbud. And over to the top, we actually have this flat side with multiple rings, and you might actually think this might be the touch sensitive part, but no, it's not. That is only there for aesthetics, and it doesn't play any functional role. Speaking of touch sensitive part, it's actually this small part in the middle of the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro themselves, and in my opinion, it's actually very small. I was actually expecting the flat top to actually be the touch sensitive part, but it's not. Instead, we actually have this small part in the middle of the stem, and that actually plays as a touch sensitive part for tap controls and things like that. Okay, so the big question is this: what is new with the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro? And to answer that question, we have to talk about Sound 360 spatial audio. So most traditional earbuds actually produce sound or give off sound in two directions or in a bi-part form, where sound is either coming from the left earbud or the right earbud, and you can actually tell that these sounds are somewhat separate from each other and they are coming from two directions. But with Sound 360 spatial audio, is actually different. Sound seems to be coming at you from all directions as it would in real life. And this feature is not something I can actually tell you through video. You actually have to experience it for yourself. But it's actually more like your head is in a sound envelope with sound coming at you from all directions. I mean, this experience is so nice, and you have to try it to know what I'm talking about. Also, we have 50 decibels of adaptive active noise cancellation. So with this, Oraimo says they use AI algorithms to determine whether you are in a more noisier environment, so that the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro actually cranks up its active noise cancellation to meet the demands of your environment. So what this means is that if you are in a noisier environment, the SpaceBuds Pro raises its active noise cancellation to deal with that for you. And when you're in a less noisier environment, it actually reduces it to meet the demands of your environment. This is such a cool feature, and it's something that actually happens in the background without you noticing it. but it works. Now let's move on to extras. So first off, we have an IP rating of IP54 for dust and water. We have a Bluetooth version of 5.4. We have wide area tap and we have game mode as well. So this product here is not an all perfect device. It comes with its own issues and problems, and Oraimo actually acknowledged it in the manual. So first off, the first issue I encountered with the SpaceBuds Pro right after unboxing it was one earbud wasn't working, and when you check the manual, the only way to fix this is actually to use cotton on a stick or to use an earwax remover, dip it in some alcohol, 70% alcohol, and just use it to clean the pins in the case of your Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro. So you clean the pins in your case with the earwax remover dipped in alcohol, and then use that same earwax remover dipped in alcohol to clean the metallic part of the SpaceBuds Pro. So this issue is usually caused by dust, which actually clogs up the earplugs, and this actually prevents them from having a better contact with that of the SpaceBuds Pro themselves. Next issue I actually encountered is actually the SpaceBuds Pro not disconnecting after I put them in the case. So Oraimo also acknowledged it in the manual, and you simply solve that by simply opening and closing the case a few times, and that actually solves the case. So this is something that has been quite reoccurring, and per what is in the manual, I fix it anytime by simply just opening and closing the case, and I'm just good to go. So if you encounter any of these problems while using the SpaceBuds Pro, just know whatever you might face, there's a solution in the manual. There's no need to panic, and just read the manual and you just have everything sorted out for you. So let's talk about the conclusion and my final thoughts about the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro. So first off, with the design, I really love the design. They really put a lot of thought into the design. And in case you didn't know, the team that actually worked on the Oraimo SpaceBuds and the SpaceBuds Pro actually made up of people who once worked at Harman Kardon. I actually said this in one of my short videos, and you can tell this team is so experienced. I mean, just look at the work they did on the design on the SpaceBuds and the SpaceBuds Pro. Just wonderful work there, and they just produce a very, very beautiful product. The only issue I have with the SpaceBuds Pro is actually in-ear detection. So this feature is actually missing on the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro. But when we look at the other Pro earbuds from Oraimo, like the FreePods Pro Plus and the FreePods Pro, they all come with in-ear detection, and I would have loved to see this feature on the Oraimo SpaceBuds Pro. If they added this feature to the Sound 360 spatial audio feature, this would have been the best earbud that I would recommend to any of my subscribers. But I think without the in-ear detection, I have my thoughts about it. But everything about the SpaceBuds Pro is wonderful. We have wonderful sound, we have wonderful design, amazing battery life, and this is something I would like to show to my friends anywhere I go as a show off, or just to tell them I've got the most nicest and most expensive earbud from Oraimo. So these are my thoughts, and I'll see you guys another time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to your friends.